Hello students, welcome to your biology class again after your this unit test. So today we are going to start the new chapter. This is germination of seed. So as you know students, you have studied pollination and fertilization in the previous chapter, chapter 4, where you have studied the two that processes in detail. Pollination, which is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the flower, and its types and the various agents. Now after pollination, when the pollen grain reaches to the stigma, it germinates and passes its male gamete to the ovary of the female part, and in the ovary where ovule is present, ovule contains egg cell in it, and this male gamete from the pollen grain, it reaches to the ovary and then to the ovule, and the fusion of this male gamete and the egg cell takes place. This is known as the fertilization. After fertilization, what are the changes takes place? So after fertilization, ovule develops into seed and ovary develops into fruit. So that seed which is developed in the ovary or present in the fruit, this seed, after getting suitable conditions, it develops into a plant. So all these changes, the development of seed into the plant, we will study in the chapter germination of seed. So let me see what are the topics involved in this. So the topics involved, they are the structure of dicot and monocot seeds. These are the types of seeds, germination of seeds, types and conditions of germinations, structure and germination of bean seed and maize grain, differences between monocot and dicot seeds, differences between hypogeal and epigeal germination. These are the types of germination, conditions for seed germination. These all are that explained with the help of some experiments. So this is your syllabus, and today we are going to study the types of seed and their structure. So types of seed, dicot and monocot seeds, and their structure with examples. So we'll start today's lecture with the topic structure of dicot and monocot seed. So first we'll revise again what is seed. So the mature ovule after fertilization, this is known as the seed. You know that ovule develops into seed after fertilization, and the seed contains an embryonic plant inside it, stored food material for nourishment, and a protective seed coat. So seed has the outer protective covering, which is known as the seed coat, and food is stored in the seed, either in the form of endosperm or cotyledons. And an embryonic plant, a small tiny plant, is also present in the seed, which further develops into a new plant. So understood what is seed? A mature ovule after fertilization, it has embryonic plant, that is the embryo plant, and the food material which is stored. The food material which is stored in the seed is providing nourishment, nutrient to the embryonic plant for its development into the new plant, and seed is protected externally with the help of a covering. This covering is known as the seed coat. So this is seed. A seed is the mature ovule after fertilization. Now we'll see the types of seeds. So types of seeds depending upon the number of cotyledons. There are two types of seeds. So cotyledons, these are the leaf-like structure and they store food. So on that basis, there are two types of seeds: monocotyledonous seeds and the dicotyledonous seeds. So monocotyledonous seeds, they contain one cotyledon or embryonic leaf. I said you already that sorry that leaf-like structure is known as the cotyledon. And here this monocotyledonous seed, they do not separate into two halves. So when you have a seed or take a seed and try to separate it into two halves, it cannot be separated easily into two halves. Equal two halves are not obtained. So this type of seeds are known as the monocotyledonous seeds. Examples are there: maize, rice, wheat, coconut and grasses. So let me see through the pictures also: rice, maize, wheat and coconut. This is coconut seedling. So all these are the monocot seeds. So when you soak them in the water, or you do one thing, this experiment you can do at home, taking some maize seed or the wheat there, and keep them in water overnight, and then when they absorb the water, they will swell up, and try to separate them into two parts. They will not separate, means they are the monocot seeds. Now dicotyledonous seeds. Here first monocot, mono means one and cot, that is the cotyledon. Here dicot, di means two. So here it contains two cotyledons which are usually thick and have stored nutrients in them. So these seeds, they absorb and store nutrients from the endosperm before the seed germination. And here the cotyledons are usually thick with the stored nutrients. And one more thing, when you keep these seeds in water for few hours, 2 to 3 hours, and after that when you remove the seed coat, you will get the equal two halves there, or this seed will be separated into two halves, means these two halves are the cotyledons, dicot seed. So two cotyledons you will observe in the seed. Now examples are there, for example pea, gram, this is bean seed, peanut, apple, all these are the examples of the dicot seeds. So understood children, depending upon the number of cotyledons, cotyledons कितने हैं उस basis पर two types के seeds हैं, monocotyledonous and dicotyledonous. monocotyledonous जहाँ single cotyledon होता है, केवल एक cotyledon होता है, और dicot seed which contain the two cotyledons. Now another that classification we will study on the basis of presence or absence of spatial food storing tissue called endosperm. So endosperm you have studied in the previous chapter also, which is formed by the fusion of the two polar nuclei, that is secondary nucleus and one male gamete. So this endosperm is the food storing tissue. इसके अंदर फूड स्टोर होता है, एंड दैट फूड इज ऑल्सो यूटिलाइज्ड बाय द सीड इन द फर्दर डेवलपमेंट. सो whether this endosperm present or not, on this basis there are two types of seeds. These are the albuminous seed or endospermic seed and non-albuminous seed or X-albuminous. Also we can call it X-albuminous, non-albuminous or non-endospermic seed. So albuminous seeds, they are known as the endospermic seed also. So you can write any of the name. This is given in your book also. So albuminous seed or endospermic seed, as it is clear from the name that endosperm is present in it. Okay, that is why this is albuminous seed or the endosperm seed. So here endospermic seed, endosperm is not completely used by the developing embryo, so a portion of this endosperm it remains in the seed. So डेवलपमेंट के समय ये एंडोस्पर्म पूरी तरीके से एम्ब्रियो यूज़ नहीं कर पाता है, इसलिए ये एंडोस्पर्म इस सीड के अंदर प्रेजेंट होती है. सो इन सिंपल वर्ड्स यू कैन से दैट if endosperm is present and the cotyledons are thin and membranous, this type of seed is known as the albuminous seed or endospermic seed. For example, coconut, castor, maize, they are endospermic seed. Cereals, millets, palm, many examples are there. And further, the non-albuminous seeds are there, which we call them non-endospermic seed also, X-albuminous also. In them, endosperm is not present. So endosperm is completely used by developing embryo. क्यों नहीं होती है इनके अंदर एंडोस्पर्म? क्योंकि ये एंडोस्पर्म जो है जब एम्ब्रियो डेवलप होता है सीड के अंदर, एट दैट टाइम इट इज यूटिलाइज्ड बाय द एम्ब्रियो. So these seeds, they do not have endosperm. So endosperm is completely used by the developing embryo before the maturation of seed. So there is no endosperm left in the seed. So they are non-endospermic seed. So in simple words you can write that non-endospermic seeds, they do not have endosperm, like endosperm, and cotyledons are thick and fleshy as they store food. So non-albuminous seeds, they have cotyledons, but endosperm is absent in them. Examples are there: pea, bean, mustard, orchids, Amorphophallus, Vallisneria. All these are the ex-albuminous seeds, or we call them non-albuminous, or we call them non-endospermic seeds. So understood children? Endosperm, then on the basis of presence or absence of endosperm, these two types of seeds, albuminous, non-albuminous, or we can call them endospermic and non-endospermic. Endospermic means they have endosperm, non-endospermic, they do not have endosperm. So you understood it well. Now we'll go to the next part of it. Here the next part has the structure of seed. So as you know, you have studied two types of seeds, monocot and dicot seed. So we are going to study the structure of monocot and dicot seed. So we will study the structure of these seeds with the help of an example. So we'll take here the example of monocot seed, the maize grain. So you see here, we are not saying here the maize seed, we are calling it as the maize grain. Why? Maize grain is actually a fruit in which the seed coat and the pericarp of the fruit wall are fused. यहाँ पर हम मेज को सीड नहीं कह रहे हैं, वी आर सेइंग इट एज द मेज ग्रेन. क्यों? क्योंकि जो मेज ग्रेन है एक्चुअली ये फ्रूट है जिसके अंदर जो सीड कोट और पेरिकार्प है, पेरिकार्प मीन्स द फ्रूट वॉल, दे आर fused together to form the protective layer. Here you can see seed coat and fruit wall, they both are fused, and that is the reason it is called as grain, not the seed. So this is a reasoning question, that why that maize is called as grain. So when you look at the maize or the corn grain, you will find a small light colored oval shaped area on one side. This area it marks the location of the embryo inside the seed. So you can see here, this is the embryo, and the remaining that large part, this is known as the endosperm. So this is the whole seed when you see from outside. So this lighter area, it is the area where the embryo is located, and remaining part, this is the endosperm. So this seed is the endospermic seed, and this endosperm, it is lined by a layer again. So that layer is known as the alluron layer. Alluron layer is the protein layer. So endosperm, it is lined by a protein layer which is known as the alluron layer, and endosperm is rich in starch. You know that endosperm is the nutritive tissue, provide nourishment to the embryo plant. So a thin epithelium layer also present which separate the endosperm from the embryonic part. Now where is the epithelium? Here you will see, this is the epithelium which separates the endosperm and the embryonic that part. So this is the longitudinal section of the maize grain. This is whole maize, and this is the longitudinal section, vertical section. Now let me see the parts of the embryo. So this is all about the outer covering you have studied, seed coat and fruit wall, endosperm. Endosperm has a protein layer, that is alluron layer. This is epithelium separating endosperm and the embryo. Now embryo in maize grain consists of single cotyledon. One cotyledon, as I said you, monocot. Mono means one and cot means cotyledon. So here the embryo, it contains single cotyledon, and that cotyledon is known as the scutellum. So this is the cotyledon known as the scutellum. Then the embryo has radicle and plumule. So these are the part of the embryo. Here the scutellum, this is the cotyledon, and radicle and plumule. The radicle is the part which lies towards the pointed side of the embryonic region of the seed. You can see here, this is the pointed side. So, it occurs at the pointed side, this radicle, and it is covered by a protective sheath which is known as the coleorhiza. You can see one more, that covering is present. This covering is known as the coleorhiza. So, it is protective cover sheath present above the reticle. Then here one more thing is there. You will see one more thing, that the covering above the plumule also. So, this plumule, it is located towards the upper side of the embryonic region opposite to the radicle, and it is also enclosed in a protective sheath that is known as the coleoptile. So, coleorhiza and coleoptile, these are the outer covering. So, this is the structure of the monocot seed, and we are taking the example of the monocot seed is the maize grain. So, understood children? Draw the diagrams in your notebook in order to practice all the labeling and to understand the various parts of the seeds. Now, the next, that seed, we are going to study the structure of dicot seed. This is known as the bean seed also. Means one example we are taking of the dicot seed, this is bean seed. Bean seed, that is known as the rajma also, and you might have seen at your home also. So, the structure of dicot seed can be studied by taking an example of bean seeds, and these bean seeds are the kidney shaped with well demarcated convex and concave surfaces. So, you can see here that this is the concave surface and this is the convex surface. So, we will see the different structures in the bean seed. So, in bean seed you will see the outer covering. That outer covering is known as the seed coat, or we will call it as the testa also, and it is of brown color in the bean seed. The outer, that seed, it coats, that it protects the embryo from mechanical damage. So, this is the function of seed coat. The same function will be in the monocot seed also, that what is the function of the seed coat? To protect the embryo from mechanical damage and helps to prevent it from drying out. तो इसको dry नहीं होने देगी embryo को ये outer seed coat, as well as protect it from mechanical damage. Now, each that seed has a unique seed coat which gives seeds their distinctive appearance. So, seed coat का color आप देखोगे सभी seeds में अलग होता है. जैसे maize grain में you will see here the yellow, and in the bean seed it is of brown color. So, the color of the seed coat also varies. Through that we can identify the different types of seeds also. Now, here the outer covering, which is known as the testa, and inner to it another layer, this is known as the tegmen. So, lying next to the testa is the tegmen, and it is a thin layer that also protects the inner parts of the seed. So, outer testa, inner to it tegmen, both the layers together, they make the seed coat. Now, if you look at the concave side, this is the inner side, means concave means the inner side. Inner side of the bean seed, when you will see there, you will find a distinct whitish oval scar, and that scar is known as the hilum. This hilum marks the area where the seed was attached to the wall of the ovary. So, hilum वो एरिया है, वो बताता है पार्ट की सीड जो है यहाँ से, मतलब ये उस एरिया को इंडिकेट करता है जहाँ पर कि सीड जो है वो ओवरी वॉल से अटैच होता है. Then a tiny micropyle is also situated near the hilum. So, you know micropyle you have studied in the ovule. This is a pore through which pollen tube enters the ovule during fertilization. So, these structures are seen externally. This hilum representing that attachment of the seed to the wall of the ovary, and micropyle pore through which the pollen tube enters, and seed absorbs water through the micropyle, and it also allows the diffusion of the respiratory gases during the seed germination. So this is the important point, or the important structure in the seed. Now we'll see the inner structure of the bean seed. So bean seed contains two cotyledons. As I said you, this is the dicot seed. So these are the cotyledons. They absorb and store nutrients from the endosperm before the seed germination, and these cotyledons, they are thick and with the stored food, and they emerge above ground during germination. So ये जो cotyledons है, इनका क्या function है? They provide food to the developing embryo plant during germination. So these two are the cotyledons. Now further, this cotyledons, when we separate, we will see here a embryo inside it. So where is the embryo? You will see this is the embryo. This embryo in the bean seed, it also has the two parts, and these two parts are the radicle and the plumule are there. So what is radicle? Radicle, again the lower part you can see here, and this is the upper part which is known as the plumule. So plumule is with the two rudimentary leaves, it is seen here, and this is the radicle, and this plumule actually it develops into the शूट पार्ट व्हेन इट जर्मिनेट्स. तो जब सीड जर्मिनेट होगा तो ये प्लम्यूल जो है वो प्लांट का शूट पार्ट फॉर्म करेगा, एंड रेडिकल डेवलप्स इनटू द रूट पार्ट. सो अंडरस्टूड. नाउ this that area near to this plumule, this is known as the epicotyle. This region, it is known as the epicotyle, and this region above the radicle, this is known as the hypocotyle. So this is the upper part. Below the plumule, this is epicotyle, and this is the upper part of the radicle, this is known as the hypocotyle. So hypocotyle and epicotyle, you must remember these two terms because this will be utilized during the germination. So these are the parts of the dicot seed. So understood that dicot seed containing two cotyledons, then an embryo, and the outer covering, that is known as the seed coat. Outer layer of the seed coat testa, inner to it it is the tegmen, and the embryo has the plumule and the radicle, and the upper region here, this is known as the epicotyle, and the lower region in the embryo, this is known as the hypocotyle. And it does not consist of any outer covering, as you have studied in the maize grain, where the outer covering of radicle and plumule are present. So now after studying the structure, we will find out the differences in between the dicot seed and the monocot seed. So here students, you draw the diagram of the dicot seed also, showing this dicot seed showing the inner part and the longitudinal section of the maize grain. They are very important in this chapter. So now we will study the differences in the dicot and monocot seed. So you know that in the dicot seed, the seed coat is distinct from the fruit wall, means it is separate, and in the monocot seed, the seed coat is fused with the pericarp, as we have studied that it is maize is known as the maize grain, not the seed. Why it is so? Because the seed coat, it is completely fused with the pericarp, and it is the fruit. Maize grain is actually fruit. So a grain is a fruit in which the seed coat and the fruit wall are fused together, forming a protective layer. Now dicot seed, there are two cotyledons in the seeds, and monocot seed, there is a single cotyledon. In dicot seed, endosperm is absent, but not all time. We can say some of the dicot seed, they may have the endosperm, because we have studied endospermic seed. Some dicot seeds, those who have the endosperm, custard apple, poppy seed. So this is not like exclusive point. So some of the dicot seed, they may have the endosperm. Usually endosperm is absent. Monocot seed, endosperm is present. And here There is no protective sheath for the plumule and radicle in the dicot seed. Yes, we have studied it just now, you have seen. And in monocot seed, yes, plumule is protected by coleoptile and radicle is protected by the coleorhiza. So this outer covering you have studied in this. So this is the difference between the dicot and monocot seed. So students, we have discussed today the seed and the types of seeds, monocot and dicot seeds, their examples, and the structure of monocot and dicot seed. In monocot seed you have studied maize grain, its vertical section, and in dicot seed you have studied the bean seed. So see in the book also, and go through the book, write the key points in your notebook, and diagrams are must. So draw the diagram, because diagram based questions are asked in the section 2 of your question paper. So study well and ask your doubts if you have any.